Greetings and welcome back to room 303 in our chats with Emily, as we're calling our readings through the poetry of Emily Dickinson. We are in the Johnson edition. We are now at poem 253. You see, I cannot see your lifetime. Now, as we've said in a number of earlier lectures, Emily is so interested in perspicacity, insight, understanding what it is that she is seeing. We are in some ways back to poem 247. What would I give to see his face? Now, this poem was actually published after Emily's death, March of 1929, in the New York Herald Tribune book review, and they changed one word, translated to transplanted. We'll maybe ask why later. Now, our assumption is that you've been following our stuff at learnstrong.net, down that left-hand side, Chats with Emily, our playlist. I'm hopeful that you've already worked through our set of introductory comments. I'm really hopeful that you've already worked through our preceding 242 poems. We just finished with 242, I Could Wait Grief. Now, there are some scholars, like Judith Farr, that argue that this poem is another Sue poem, as we've commented on. Of course, Susan Gilbert, the wife of Emily's brother, and of course the potential best friend, if not lover, of Emily. And in some ways as well, we are back to guessing, back to poem 234. You'll maybe remember that we commented that in a letter number 586, Emily said to Sue, in a life that stopped guessing, you and I should not feel at home. Now, this is a poem about guessing. It's a poem about absence. It's a poem about distance. And in that regards, it maybe makes some sense to read this poem as constructed around her concerns regarding Sue. You see, I cannot see your lifetime. I must guess how many times it ache for me. Today, confess. How many times for far sake, the brave eyes film, that I guessing hurts. Mind gets so dim. Too vague the face my own so patient covers. Too far the strength my timidness enfolds, haunting the heart like her translated faces, teasing the want it only can suffice. It is interesting that the publisher in 1929 would change the line like her translated faces to like her transplanted faces. It's a fascinating word choice. Notice the use of the word guessing in this poem, and of course that famous line, I guess guessing hurts. You see, I cannot see. So we're playing on this notion of sight. And what is it that you can't see? Your lifetime. Now again, this is interesting because 247 was what I would give to see his face. Here it's not clear who it is. Notice it's your lifetime. I must guess. In other words, I'm always looking to try and figure out the feature. Notice the next two sentences with how many times it ache for me. Today, confess. This is a very personal poem, right? In other words, tell me that you miss me as much as I miss you. How many times for my far sake? Well, we'll see far twice in this poem, right? Far sake. It's interesting because, of course, the word far could easily be understood as fair, for my fair sake. The brave eyes film, and I guess guessing hurts. In other words, there's only so much guessing that can actually happen. Mine got so dim. Now we're back, of course, to eyes, right? And notice the rhyming between film and dim. Too vague. Notice the combination of two. Too vague the face my own so patient covers. Notice it's hard to read this poem with all these dashes, right? Which I think is a part of the poet for Emily. Too far, we're back to far again. Too far the strength my timidness enfolds. Again, Emily always emphasizing her littleness, her smallness, her timidness. Enfolds. You'll take us back to poem 51. And then I think this is the central word of the poem. I think it's the central line of the poem. Haunting the heart. Notice heart capitalized here. Like it, and is this a simile? Like her translated faces. Again, notice it's her, not his. Teasing the want, and we'll play games with teasing when we remember that we were at poem 239. We'll also see this in poem 938, and it will read like this: fair through fading as the day into the darkness dips away, half her complexion of the sun, hindering, haunting, it's back to that word, perishing, rallies her glow like a dying friend, teasing with glittering amend, only to aggravate the dark through an expiring perfect look. And I think these two poems are in many ways companion reads, teasing the want. It only can suffice, and in 16 poems she uses this word suffice. The word only is obviously significant. In other words, the only thing that can make me really feel good is you, and you're away from me. At 2a, the message here is obviously it's hard to be apart from the one that you care for, you love. At 2b, the word choices here are amazing, from guess to suffice, but then haunting sits right in the middle, haunting of the heart. At 3a, well, I think Emily is playing around in some regards with this notion of sight and perspicacity that she learned from her study of Plato's Republic 7 and the cave allegory, and seeing shadows on a wall versus, of course, the source of truth and the light of the sun and all of that. We've given full lectures on all of that at learnstrong.net for those of you still wanting to run that to ground. At 3b, how to own a poem like this. What was a time when you struggled to wish that you could see and all you could do was guess, which is, of course, all we're doing in our chats with Emily. I hope that's fun for you. I know it is for me. Thank you.